What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free home run prop show for Sunday, May 28th, 2023. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It really helps us out, and we'll get to the home run prop action momentarily. We did hit a couple of home run props yesterday. Didn't have a ton of them come through for us, but hey, sometimes it's going to happen. There were actually, I noticed a lot less home runs than I thought there were going to be yesterday. Still didn't mean that we couldn't come through at least a couple, get some of our money back. And hey, if you even parlay these two guys together, all the more power to you. Like I said, had a great little bit of profit come back from these two. But the thing is that I have to remind everybody before we get into the action, these plays are meant to be high risk, high reward, and not plays that you dump your whole bankroll into. They're just meant to be there for some fun, for some side action, to have some pizza or some coffee money on the side. I give out quite a few home run props here. I say always say you don't have to play every single home run prop that I give out. These are just the plays that I'm gonna have a couple bucks on for the action on Sunday. But if you are looking for the games that I do love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, check out Pickdawgz.com. Click the premium picks tab at the top of the page. We'll get you sorted. But I know some people like to parlay some of these home run props. And if you do, hey, by all means, pick and choose the ones you like and parlay those up. Or do a round robin. I recommend that because how many times have all of us had one of our parlays get busted up because the one leg didn't come through. And I say, if you're gonna at least parlay three, that's where parlay at least three legs. That's where the round robin's gonna come into handy. And I had a couple people in the comment section on Saturday's video ask me for a tutorial on how to do a round robin. I got a parlay that I'm going to give you guys at the end, and I'm going to use that to show you how to properly do a round robin. But we'll show you the plays that we did hit first on Saturday. And we started things off with a couple hits. We went to that first, the Blue Jays Twins matchup, hit Bo Bichette at plus 700. We always usually get some value with Bo Bichette, and Saturday was no different, and he came through for us. Got it out of the way early, was the first run of the game in that Twins Blue Jays matchup. And the other one, we had to wait a little bit, but came through with Jorge Soler at plus 460, one of the better prices we had seen on Soler in quite some time. And, like I said, it was just a solid hit for Soler in that game. But, like I said, we'll get to the home run prop action for Sunday momentarily. But, the thing I want to stress to everybody is I love interacting with you guys. So make sure you leave your picks in the comment section below. You guys have been leaving some player props in there that have been absolute fire. Sometimes I pick and choose player props from the comment section as well, but I implore everyone, if you're going to do that, please make sure the picks are in there before the games actually start. If they're not in there before the games start, they don't really help anybody, and we're here to beat the books as a team, one goal, and that is to crush the books every single week. And none of this thank me later stuff. It's not a competition, but let me know, do you like the angles that I took? Do you not like the angles? And like I said, if you got player props of your own, let me know them in the comment section below. But we will get to the home run prop action that I have for Sunday. And we start things off with this matchup between the Orioles and the Rangers. I'm going to go with Ryan Mountcastle to hit one at plus 450. Mountcastle, the biggest threat against left-handed pitching for the Orioles, in my opinion, also leads the Orioles with a 16.9% barrel rate this season, hitting 364 with 3 home runs in the month of May against lefties. Texas sending Cody Bradford to the mound here, and Bradford in his lone start gave up 6 runs and 2 bombs against Atlanta, and he also gave up 5 barrels in that start. So give me Ryan Mountcastle here at plus 450. Also going to roll with Anthony Santander at plus 400, hitting 333 with a pair of home runs in the month of May against left-handed pitching. So I'll take Anthony Santander at plus 400. Switch dugouts here. I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers. Going to go with a couple Rangers. Going to start things off with Josh Young at plus 650. He's on absolute fire right now, hitting 500 with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. Also has a 13.2% barrel rate this season. Kyle Bradish for the O's. He's pitched well in some spots. He's still giving up a 9.6% barrel rate this season. Has a lot of home run in 5 of his last 6 starts as well. So you take a shot with Josh Young at plus 650. Also going to look at Corey Seager at plus 600. He's been on an absolute tear since coming back from the injured list, posting a 19.3% barrel rate so far. And he's got a pair of home runs and a 286 batting average against righties in the last week. So I'll take Corey Seager at plus 600. Also going to go to this Yankees-Padres matchup. Got a couple of standalone plays from either side here. Going to go for the Padres with Juan Soto at plus 380. He's hitting 417 with a pair of home runs against righties in the last week. Has a 15.5% barrel rate so far this season. And while Garrett Cole, has a lot, he's been a solid starter for the Yankees. Obviously, their staff ace, you could argue, but he's allowed 6 home runs in his last 4 starts, with 3 starts where he allowed 2 home runs in an outing. Cole's also given up a subpar 8.8% barrel rate this season. So give me Juan Soto at plus 380. Also for the Yankees, going to look at Gleyber Torres here at plus 500. He's hitting 350 with 3 home runs in the last week against righties. The Padres sending out Yu Darvish. He's allowed 7 home runs in his last 5 starts, including at least 1 home run in 4 of those 5 starts. So give me Gleyber Torres at plus 500. Now, I think there could be other options worth leans in that Yankee-Padres game. Guys like Xander Bogaerts and Matt Carpenter, they have strong histories with multiple homers against Garrett Cole. I just don't love either of the matchup with their current form right now. Same thing with Judge and Rizzo against Yu Darvish. But again, I don't have a strong feel on either one of them. But would it really surprise anyone if either of them went yard? Probably not. So just a few leans in that game. But, the main idea for me here is obviously to sort of give you guys an idea of not just give you free winners with this home run prop show, but to also highlight just how great the betting tools are at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. That you can see from the graphics that I've already posted for the first few games. Those come directly from the website, and they're the exact same tools that you'll use there. They show you the player props. They show you how often they hit. They show you what sportsbook is giving you the best possible price. If you don't have an account with that book, you click that link, you sign up, you get a sportsbook bonus to play that best possible price, and you add to your advantage. You get another book on your tool belt, and that advantage being, your ability to shop lines. That's what the books cannot take away from you. So make sure that you're checking it out at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. There's other tools there. There's parlay builders, streak tools, profitable angles and teams. There's so many. I could probably do a 1 to 2 hour show alone every day just on how great the betting tools are, but I think it's worth it if you guys just go over to Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place and play with those tools on your own and just see how fantastic they are. You're not going to find tools like that anywhere for 100% free, and we're covering you with those at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. But we'll get back into the home run prop action for Sunday, and we're going to go to this matchup between the Cardinals and the Cleveland Guardians. I'm going to go with Paul Goldschmidt here at plus 270. Still has a 14.8% barrel rate. He's hitting 313 with a pair of home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. Now, Hunter Gaddis for the Guardians here hasn't allowed many barrels, but he got torched in his last start. I think Goldie's capable of making some solid contact and going yard here. So give me Paul Goldschmidt at plus 270. I'm also going to look at Lars Nootbaar here at plus 400, hitting 429 with a home run against righties in the last week. Has a decent 8.1% barrel rate this season. So give me Lars Nootbaar at plus 400. Also going to look at a couple of standalones from this Nationals and Royals matchup. For the Nationals, I'm going to look at Lane Thomas at plus 700. Now, I've said it before, if you've watched this home run prop show, anytime the Nationals are playing a left-handed pitcher, especially an average at best lefty like Daniel Lynch making his debut, I'm going to back Lane Thomas. Thomas hitting 333 in May with 4 home runs against left-handed pitching. So give me Lane Thomas at plus 700. And for the Royals, I'm going to roll with Bobby Witt Jr. At plus 550. Now, Mackenzie Gore hasn't given up a lot on the mound for the Nats this season, but Witt Jr. has been Kansas City's best bet against left-handed pitching. He's hitting 444 with 3 home runs, and he has a 12% barrel rate this season. So give me Bobby Witt Jr. at plus 550. Now, if you roll to this matchup between the Brewers and the Giants, and I'm going to look at Owen Miller, our longest shot on the board today at plus 1,000. But he's hitting 375 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. Alex Cobb for the Giants hasn't given up much, but he did allow a pair of home runs in his last start on the road. And Owen Miller has been, like I said, one of the best hitters for the Brewers, basically not just in the last week, but also in the month of May against righties. So give me Owen Miller at plus 1,000. And also going to go with the most consistent power threat for the Brew Crew, and that's Rowdy Tellez at plus 600, hitting 346 with a pair of homers against righties in the last 2 weeks. So I'll take Tellez at plus 600 here. And I'm going to look at a couple of Giants as well. I'm going to roll with Michael Conforto. Just one Giant here. Michael Conforto at plus 550. He has 4 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks with a 394 batting average. Now Milwaukee's Colin Ray, has allowed 6 home runs in his last 7 starts. I think Conforto could get one here, get back on the home run train. So give me Michael Conforto at plus 550. I did like Thairo Estrada for the Giants as well. I couldn't find a price on him, so maybe either he's taking a rest day, or maybe we're just not getting a price on him yet. We'll have to see if the lineups get confirmed if he is going to be in. But he hit a home run off of Colin Ray in his first start against the Giants this season. Has 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 2 weeks. So I would look at Thairo Estrada as well if you can find a price on him. We're going to go back to this matchup between the Blue Jays and the Twins. And at least one familiar face for us from yesterday's action that came through for us. Going to go back to the well with Bo Bichette here. Plus 550. Got a pair of home runs in the last week against righties with a 476 batting average. Obviously went yard for us on Saturday. Now Bailey Ober for the Twins. He hasn't given up a ton this season, but he has allowed 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. And he gave up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts against the Blue Jays in his career. So give me Bo Bichette at plus 550. Also going to look at George Springer at plus 500. He's hitting 533 with a home run in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me George Springer at plus 500. Now for the Twins, I think there's multiple options that you could roll with, guys like Joey Gallo, Byron Buxton, but I couldn't get a strong feeling for any Twins in particular, guys that really stood out. So Jose Barrios, for the Blue Jays, been a lot weaker on the road this season. He's allowed at least a home run in each of his 4 starts against Minnesota since being traded from the Twins to the Blue Jays a couple of seasons ago. So I wouldn't be mad if anyone took a look at some Minnesota Twins in this matchup. But so before we get into our last few home run props, a lot of people hear me mention the term barrel rate, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. For me, barrel rate is the most important, or at least one of the most, I feel it's the most important advanced analytic when it comes to looking at home run props and betting on them. Gives you a key edge. Barrel rate and barrels are basically that the perfect contact off the bat. It's the perfect combination of launch angle and exit velocity. And think of it as a little wedge on a pie chart off of a bat. The further that you go deeper into that exit velocity train, and the more centered the launch angle is, the more likely you are to have a ball that's hit well into the outfield and subsequently a home run. And why is launch angle why is launch angle, exit velocity, why is a barrel important? Well, balls that were classified as barrels in 2022, 45% of them went for home runs. And that was really the lowest percentage we had seen for barrels to home runs in pretty much a decade. And if you're going to give me a 45 to 60% probability edge on, a plus money player prop that's going to go off anywhere from we've seen it plus 200, plus 250, up to plus 1,000, and sometimes upwards of that. I'm going to take that any day of the week. And that doesn't necessarily just go for batters. That goes for pitchers as well. For batters, it's obviously how many barrels they're putting in play off of their bat. For pitchers, it's how many barrels they're giving up in relation to how many batted balls that they have go in play off of their arms. So barrel rate definitely, I feel, is one of the more important metrics when you're betting home run props and trying to give yourself an edge. But we'll get back into the home run prop action for Sunday. I've got a few more games to look at, and we're going to roll with Pete Alonso here at plus 265. He's hitting 222 with a home run against lefties in the last 2 weeks, but simply here I'm back in the league's best home run hitter against a pitcher in Austin Gomber, who's allowed 5 home runs in his last 3 starts, and all 5 of those have come at home. And 8 of the home runs allowed from Gomber this season have come at home at Coors. So give me Pete Alonso at plus 265. I'm also going to look at Eduardo Escobar for the Mets at plus 330. He's hitting 429 with a home run against lefties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Eduardo Escobar at plus 330. For the Rockies, I like Brenton Doyle, but I can never seem to find a price on Brenton Doyle. Maybe the books are scared to give him to me, but he's hitting 381 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. Tyler McGill for the Mets getting the start today. He's allowed 3 homers in his last 2 starts, allowing a 9.2% barrel rate this season. So give me Brenton Doyle if you can find a price on him. Also like Elias Diaz at plus 600. He's hitting 321 with a pair of home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. So take Elias Diaz at plus 600. Also going to go to this matchup between the Astros and the A's. And I'll tell you, I had a really hard time narrowing down which Houston Astros I wanted in this matchup because I like the Astros against Oakland's Luis Medina. But I'm going to go with what I feel is, at least for a lot of people who've watched the home run show, probably the most obvious Astro to go with, and that's Yordan Alvarez at plus 350. I feel like Alvarez is due to get one here. He's hitting 4 home runs and a 326 batting average in the month of May against right-handed pitching. Luis Medina, like I mentioned, for the Oakland A's, he's allowed 7 home runs in his 4 starts so far. So give me Yordan Alvarez at plus 350. Also going to look at Alex Bregman for the Astros at plus 550. Has 2 home runs against right-handed pitching in the month of May. Of the 7 homers Medina has allowed, 5 of them have come against right-handed bats. I like a few Astros here, but Bregman and Alvarez are my 2 favorites of the bunch. So look at Alex Bregman at plus 550. Also going to go with a familiar face that came through for us again on Saturday. I'm going to roll with Jorge Soler at plus 275. Soler against the left-handed pitching has been absolute money. Patrick Sandoval has been playing well for much of the year, but Soler, hitting 467 with 4 home runs against lefties in the last 2 weeks. He's homered in 5 straight games. How could I not go with that? So give me Jorge Soler at plus 275. Also going to look at, on the other side, Shohei Ohtani at plus 243, plus 300. He's hitting 243 with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. I like Yuri Perez, but again, he is still just 20 years old, a young pitcher going against a solid lineup, and Perez has given up 3 home runs and a 13.5% barrel rate through his first 3 starts. So I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani here at plus, I think it's plus 360 now that I look at it. I think I said plus 300, plus 360 for Shohei Ohtani. Also going to look at Mike Trout at plus 310. He's hitting 243 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. 233 against righties in the last 2 weeks, but also has 3 home runs. So give me a look at Mike Trout at plus 310. And I'm also going to go back and take another shot of Mickey Moniak here, plus 500, hitting 370 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. But the thing for me about Moniak is that I watched that Marlins and Angels game last night, had a chance to make a catch in the outfield that would have, I believe, either closed out the inning. I know it would have at least prevented a run, and it was a run that actually broke the game open. And I think, Moniak stuck in the back of his head. Young guy, sometimes you can be like, young players that'll stick with him and it might affect him. I think Moniak wants to make amends for that. I think he wants to get back here and do some damage and make amends for it, like I said. So give me a Mickey Moniak here at plus 500. And I'm going to go with this Sunday Night Baseball matchup. Go with a couple plays here. We're going to go with Marcell Ozuna to hit a home run at plus 360. He's hitting 379 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. I'm just not trusting Dylan Covey for the Philadelphia Phillies. That is who I've seen getting the nod for Philly. He's making his first start since 2019. Seen a limited action this season, but I still don't trust it. I'm going to go with Marcell Ozuna at plus 360. Also going to look at Matt Olson to hit one at plus 235, I think our lowest plus money odds on the board, but I'm not going to sneeze at it if it comes through. Hitting 265 with 3 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Matt Olson at plus 235. Also going to look at Alec Boehm at plus 800. Nice value to close out the day, hitting 300 with a home run in his career against Atlanta's Spencer Strider. I'm not loving many Phillies against Strider, but Boehm has a decent enough sample size to back him here. So give me Alec Boehm at plus 800. We'll do a quick recap of the plays before we get into that quick round robin tutorial. But we start things off with Ryan Mountcastle for the Orioles at plus 450. Anthony Santander at plus 500. Got Josh Young for the the Rangers at plus 650. Corey Seager of the Rangers at plus 600. Also had Juan Soto of the Padres at plus 380. Gleyber Torres of the Yankees at plus 500. For the Cardinals, we went with Paul Goldschmidt at plus 270. And Lars Nootbaar at plus 400. For the Nationals and Royals matchup, for the Nationals, we went with Lane Thomas at plus 700. Also went with Bobby Witt Jr. at plus 550. For the Brewers, we went with Owen Miller at plus 1,000. And also for the Brewers, we went with Rowdy Tellez at plus 600. For the San Francisco Giants in that same game, we went with Michael Conforto. I also like Tato Estrada if you can find a price on him, but the one we did have a price on was Michael Conforto, so I like him here at plus 550. For the Blue Jays, I'm going to roll with Bo Bichette at plus 550. And George Springer at plus 500. For the Mets, we're going to go with Pete Alonso at plus 265. And Eduardo Escobar at plus 330. In that same match, we're going to go with Elias Diaz at plus 600. Also like Brenton Doyle, if you can find a price on Brenton Doyle. I'm going to go with Yordan Alvarez at plus 350 for the Astros. And also for the Astros, Alex Bregman at plus 550. For the Miami Marlins standalone play here, going to go with Jorge Soler at plus 275. And for the Angels, a trio, we're going to go with Shohei Ohtani at plus 360. Mike Trout at plus 310. And Mickey Moniak at plus 500. For the Braves and Sunday Night Baseball, we're going to go with Marcell Ozuna at plus 360. Matt Olson at plus 235. And round things out with Alec Bohm for the Phillies at plus 800. Now, I did mention we're going to do a quick round robin tutorial. It's a 3-leg parlay I've got going today. I bet it, so if you want to bet it as well, hey, by all means, be my guest. Not necessarily the plays I love the most, but these are ones that definitely stood out to me when I was writing them down. And like I said, whenever I see them that stand out like that, I kind of write them down. Just make a parlay out of it. Figure my brain is trying to tell me something, or my gut's at least trying to tell me something. So we're going to look at this parlay. I'm going to show you guys how to round robin these, and then we'll talk about how to go from there. But the 3-leg parlay I like: Ryan Mountcastle for the Orioles, Pete Alonso for the Mets, and Jorge Soler at plus 275. Now, when you're looking at your book and you have the option for the parlays, more often than not, it'll show you a different option for round robin. You can say, show all selections, and you can round robin it. If you have a 3-leg parlay, it gives you the option to round them all individually, which you can do as well, or to round everything by 2, which will play 1 bet for each combination of 2 of these 3 plays. If you don't have that option, you are still able to round robin it. It will just take a little more work. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to take each combination of these 3 and just place a 2-leg bet for each one. So for this 3-leg parlay, you'd have to place a bet on Ryan Mountcastle and Pete Alonso. You'd also have to place another bet on Ryan Mountcastle and Jorge Soler. And you'd have to place a bet on Pete Alonso and Jorge Soler. You could also play the 3-leg parlay, so you'd have 4 bets in total, as well as whatever straight plays you want to put on there as well. And same thing goes for if you do a parlay of 4 legs. If you added a 4th one here, you'd have the 4 plays, and then you have to do each combination of 3 and 2 and so forth. But normally, any book will at least have an option for you to round robin it. You just enter how much you guys want to play for each one, and it'll just basically drop something on each combination in that game. So if you have, a 4-leg parlay and you play each combination of 3s and 2s, it's usually an 11 bet round robin. So you put $2 on each, the total bet will cost you $22. That's just the way that's how it is. So for these ones, if you placed on this 3-leg parlay, if you did the 3 here and you did each combination of 2, that's 4 bets. So if you put $5 on each, it's the entire bet is going to cost you $20. So that's just the round robin tutorial. Again, if you guys have any questions, drop in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. But thank you guys for sticking with me and watching this video. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're past 130,000 subscribers. Wouldn't have been able to do it without your guys' love and support. So make sure you smash that like button for us. If you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed. And make sure that you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. We try to get these out as early as possible, especially with afternoon baseball on the weekends. Sometimes we wait for the prices to come out so I can give you guys the most up-to-date information, but also we can't wait forever. So we try to get it out as early as possible. But if you have that notification bell hit, you get notified when these videos drop and you can get those bets in as soon as it comes out. Also, if you're still looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. And I implore everybody, please, check out these betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. They're 100% free. You're not going to find betting tools like this anywhere out there for nothing. And like I said, we're giving them to you, for free. And you're not going to find any tools like this anywhere, even if you're paying for them. So definitely make sure that it's something that you check out. And I promise you, you guys are going to make money with it. So definitely head over to pickdawgz.com, sportschatplace.com, and check out these betting tools. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Let's cash some winners, and let's take the books to the cleaners on Sunday.